Good morning, everybody.
Hi, happy International Women's Day, everyone.
Yay! Welcome to our Sutton Coaching Connection Benefits Administration 101. I would like to begin by acknowledging the land on which we gather today is Treaty 6 territory, the traditional territory of Cree people and the homeland of the Métis Nation. I'm also going to recognize and acknowledge that there may be others today on the call with us that are on a different territory. So I think as everybody knows, our webinar today is CPHR accredited. Everybody is eligible for one CPD hour, and we will be sending out your certificates after the presentation. So I hope everybody had a chance to grab a coffee.
We have our coffee.
Stacy and I are ready here to go. We're going to keep things a little bit more casual today, laid back, and hopefully have some fun. So with that, I want to introduce my colleague, Stacy Frost, to everybody. I'm sure she is a familiar face to everybody here on the call. However, I'll let you know that she brings over with her 23 years of industry-related experience. Stacy has been with Sutton since 2014. She works closely with our clients as a service manager. She's had her life insurance license for over 15 years now, and she obtained her GBA, which is a Group Benefits Associate designation in 2014. She's currently working towards her full CEBS designation, which is Certified Employee Benefits Specialist. She is going to complete that very, very, very soon here.
Just one class left. Thanks, Jessie. I would like to introduce my co-host, Jessie Courtney. She joined Sutton in 2019, and she has obtained in this very short period of time, in 2020, her life insurance license, and she's on her second class for the Group Benefits Associate designation. So currently we're both studying like crazy, trying to get those designations for our clients and for us.
Yeah. So Stacy and I together, we aim to enhance our clients' experience. We like to set our plan administrators up for success through training and process development, and we love hosting these little webinars here for you. So a tiny bit of housekeeping before we move on. We are going to address your questions today. We ask that you just put any of questions in the chat, and we will hold off to the end, but feel free to lay them in there and we'll get to them at the end.
Mm-hmm. We hope they have questions.
Ask all the questions. Okay, so Stacy and I, and then this is the rest of our pension and benefits team. So on the benefits side, we have Andrea Hansen, Stacy, we have Stacy Heinbigner, myself, and then our pension team is made up of Tim Hansen, Evan Berbeam, and Danae Scott.
And Danae is helping us with production today. So thanks to Danae for your help.
So we want to make sure that you're getting the most out of today with your hour with us. We encourage you to take notes. This method here is something that we use quite often here at Sutton. It's called the 12-3-1 method. If you joined any of our presentations before, you've probably heard of it. As you're taking notes today, we want you to write down at least 12 things that you could do, 3 things that you should do, and leave today with 1 thing that you will do. An easy way to mark action items out of your huge page of notes that you're going to have is by marking those action items with a box that you can check off later when that task is complete. You may find it very, very satisfying, as I do, to check the boxes.
Yeah. We want you to check your boxes today. And I don't know, have you been to Stoke yet? So we have some bowling alleys in the city here, and one new one that's, I think it's kind of more of an adult related event center, but pretty exciting stuff. So we wanted to talk a little bit about bowling, and it does coincide with our 12-3-1. If you hit that first pin on your 10-pin bowling, you're likely to be able to check off some of the rest of the check boxes as you move along through that process, like bowling.
It's fun. Yeah, fun way of taking notes. Yeah. Okay, let's get started. So with your employer's view. So we want to take a second here and allow everyone to reflect on the reason why you invest in a benefit plan for your company. Take a second, think about it, or maybe you know right off the top of your head what it would be, whether it's attraction or retention, performance related or productivity related. Or if your company is taking a proactive approach and you see that having the benefits plan in place is helping keep your employees' health at the top and keeping them at work. Maybe a few different reasons why you're investing in the plan.
We just think being proactive is definitely the key. Knowing why you're doing it is a big plus.
Mhm.
Helps with the process.
And then I'm going to flip to the opposite side of that spectrum and ask you, how do you think your employees view their benefit plan? So we are going to bring up a poll here just to get an idea where everybody is at. So they might see it as health prevention, maybe safety and security, extra compensation, or they see it as an additional perk of working at your company, or they might view employee benefits as just a standard component of employment. We'll give you a moment there to answer.
It's always lots of reasons, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everybody's diligently answering, I guess. Okay. Interesting. So a large portion of everybody thinks their employees view it as a standard component of employment insurance, and not far behind was as extra compensation or an employee perk, which I don't think you're wrong. I think it's definitely seen as a standard in today's practices.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there are a lot of options, and one of the many tasks as a plan administrator is to communicate with the employees to make sure that they understand the full value of their benefits plan and what's being provided to them. The employees having knowledge of the plan is going to encourage them to use the plan and get the most out of it. So maybe this is something like in your workplace with all these employees here with their different ideas, extra compensation, a perk, and the guy there with the question mark over his head, I'm going to assume he doesn't understand or know what his benefit plan includes. He doesn't understand the coverages maybe, and chances are he's not utilizing the plan, so he's not reaping the full benefit of what's available to him. So
we want to make sure he knows why we have a benefits plan, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so with that, I'm going to toss it back over to Stacy for a bit.
Awesome. Thanks, Jessie. So if you've met with Stacy Heinbigner and Andrea Hansen, you would have seen our Sutton Smart Fit process. And this is actually on our website as well, if you're interested in having a look there. We have been developing this process for quite some time. It is our role as your advisor to learn all we can about you, your business, and of course your team. This information does help us to build a benefits plan around what matters most to you, keeping in mind that what does work today may not work next year or further down the road. So we know that there's chances that we'll have to revisit this stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and these conversations, we pull them into different phone calls and appointments throughout the year. So you might not see that there are 4 separate touch points throughout the year, but we do always have them in mind when we're meeting with our clients.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we want them to be focused and strategic. And we today, I think we'll talk about the strategic planning section. So that's that governance review, benchmarking, and that culture and values, philosophy, and objectives. So our next slide. So this is a document that we use with most of our meetings with our team and our businesses that we work with. You may see this also when you're starting to work with us. So if you're a prospect in the crowd, this would be something that we would go through in the initial meetings. We learn about you, again, what matters most to you in your total reward strategy, your company mission, your values, your description of your company culture, and just overall what your total rewards philosophy is. What are your primary objectives? Why do you have an employee benefit plan? And interestingly enough, what else might you be doing? So we like to hear what our groups are doing for their team, and this helps us capture that information.
Yeah, one of my favorite spots on this little form is the bell curve. You'll find it there in the middle. So this little bell curve helps us like indicate where our clients, where you want to be in terms of your position within the marketplace. So maybe we're wanting to be somewhere in the middle, or maybe you want to be ahead of the curve and, you know, have that little extra advantage. So we could say that you want to be in the 70th percentile possibly, but then how do you compare that to others in the marketplace?
How do you know where you're at? Well, that's when the benchmarking tool comes into play. So our benchmarking reports are definitely a deeper dive into your plan design. So how does your plan actually stack up? These benchmarking reports are can be focused in, or they are for across Canada, and we look at all of the levels of benefits that you're working with today. It does help with setting future goals, helps us to determine the areas that you're doing really well in, and some areas that might be open to conversation and consideration for change. And it allows us to see where you are on that bell curve. So this is a good way for us to review discussions. We've also had in the past with our clients and actions that we have taken. So what prevented us from moving forward if we didn't take action, and where you want to be in that marketplace. Like Jesse said, that bell curve, where are you on the bell?
Love a bell curve. Some additional clarity may be brought to you through the benchmarking reports as well. If you want to figure out what percentage of payroll should be invested into your plan, or you want to see what benefits are utilized most and how others in the industry have arranged their cost share compared to yours. So lots of good information that you're able to get from these reports.
We can do basic ones. We can also dive deeper into specific plan design. So it's pretty interesting stuff. Then we will talk to you a little bit about our governance review process. So if many of you work with a financial advisor, if you don't, we have financial advisors in our office here. So our wealth planning team uses a phrase called KYC, or know your client. And we feel like the governance review is that for your business. So it does allow us a better understanding of your business. Often it does show us some flags in processes that maybe that you need to work on, and some possible contract changes. It also allows us to help with our recommendations. So we do value the governance review report. Again, we may not do this every year. We would look at it in blocks with other appointments, but this does allow us some synergies with some companies that we also work with. So now next, we're going to go back to Jesse for the next slide.
Okay.
And
I'm going to take us into a little bit different direction. So I'm going to talk about the workload of a plan administrator. So one of my favorite pictures and memes of Michael Scott from The Office, I try to sneak it in there wherever I can in presentations. So I find this is a good depiction of the workload that a plan administrator carries. So some thoughts that may come shooting through your head from day to day is, how do I enroll an employee? How do I submit a disability claim? Where do I find more time in a day to get all these things accomplished? Because we understand that a lot gets thrown at you in a day. You have to juggle a lot of balls. And I mentioned earlier that Stacy and I are here to assist you, and we're helping you to manage your plan with confidence and to be successful. So we're hoping you don't have the Michael Scott face permanently implanted. So, so one way that we do that is Stacy and I host plan administrator training. So this is the checklist that we go through with our plan administrators during these trainings. We review all the areas kind of listed there, and oftentimes, I would say actually every time, we uncover areas where our administrators are needing some help and assistance. During these trainings, we don't look at plan design at all, nothing specific like that. It's just for administrative processes and standard best practices. It also makes for a great discussion and another great touch point where we get to know you better. So these trainings are available to all of our clients currently, and they are mandatory with any new group enrollments, or if there's a change in plan administration in your office, somebody new is taking over.
We like our plan administration training sessions. I get to meet all of you that I've trained, and it's just a nice visit as well. Yeah.
So from that, I'm going to leave you all with some quick tips that you can start integrating into your practice today if you maybe aren't already. So number one being online administration portals. We really, really, really want you to utilize all functions of your admin portal. So these sites are going to have the most up-to-date information. It's ensuring that you're using the most up-to-date forms. And it's definitely the quickest way to make any kind of updates or receive any information. At the very least, we do not want you using the fax.
What's a fax?
I don't know.
I mean, I've been doing this for 23 years. I've seen a few faxes, but we don't do that anymore. Don't do it.
And I'm a millennial. Like, I don't think we ever fax. So
yeah,
no more faxes.
You get both of us.
Yeah. Next, we also want to make sure that your employees are using their online administration, or not administration portals, but their online portals. So we want them to manage as much of the plan, their own plan, that they can, to take the load off of yourself. So most carriers now also have a mobile app, which just provides additional convenience. Everybody has their cell phone in their back pocket or their hand. Oftentimes employees can, snoop around on the app when they're bored and uncover something new that maybe they didn't know about, which is always a perk. Number three is to have an enrollment process or checklist, something to follow for you to follow with all new hires. So this is going to ensure that employees receive the same information. It's ensuring that the employees are receiving all the information that they need, nothing gets missed. And very importantly, it's going to help you prevent late applicants.
We have a checklist for that.
We do have a checklist. Yeah, we're willing to share.
Share our template.
Next, I have employee communication. So we encourage you to schedule communication with your team regularly regarding the plan. So this may be a monthly newsletter or a post or something posted up on like a community dashboard for your team. So here at Sutton, we utilize Microsoft Teams, and we'll post updates in there. So you can post reminders such as to update beneficiaries. You can announce any plan changes that might have been happening, or maybe a new value add that has been included into your plan, or reminding employees to make sure their dependents are still eligible, stuff like that. We just really want you to make sure that the plan is on top of mind. Yeah.
And beneficiary changes, make sure, we've had some questions about this recently, but you need to keep the beneficiary change forms and the enrollment forms in your files. So those need to be saved by the plan administrator. That's a role of yours. So just make sure you have those current. Now, if you don't have beneficiary changes, now might be a really great time to just do an update. A current dated beneficiary form will trump anything previously. So think about that for a communication piece.
Put a check mark beside that box.
Yeah.
Okay, lastly, I have review monthly billings. So review this for accuracy. This is an easy place where you can check all active employees, ensure that their incomes are correct. Or if you had requested any changes, this is a good place to catch anything that might be done in error.
Excellent. So those are a few tips. We do want you to know your contract. So we thought we would talk a little bit about that dreaded mandatory participation. So we have lots of groups that do not understand the mandatory participation rules. So we thought we would go over this a little bit. With most groups, you can waive the health and dental benefit if you are covered through a spousal arrangement, but the life insurance and the disability benefits need to be mandatory within your firm. And then this is where you need to understand your cost share arrangement. So Jesse had mentioned that when we go through the discussion around benchmarking, you could find out what the cost shares are for other groups, but how that waiver of health and dental will impact the employee will help to make them understand their reason for waiving. And if they change their mind after enrollment, there could be some consequences. So they could waive health and dental benefits. The only way that they can come back onto the plan if they lose that spousal coverage. So we have these late applicants in employee situations for enrollment, but you can also end up with a late applicant with a dependent. And we also wanted to talk a little bit about the non-evidence maximums. So again, we have templates for all of these things. Just reach out to us if you're interested. And we do provide templates after our admin training sessions. We just want you to use those. The non-evidence maximum is not something that every group has in place. It is NEM or non-evidence maximum. It's a guaranteed level of coverage in your life insurance and disability benefits because those are income driven. So if you have an employee that is eligible over the non-evidence maximum, it is your role to provide them with documentation if they choose to apply or just don't wish to apply. You may want to do a waiver for that. Then we want you to also understand your definition of insurable earnings and income with your contract. These are essential for your income replacement. If you have disability benefits on your plan, you need to know what those income levels include. If it's commissions, bonuses, overtime, dividends, we need to make sure the contract is set up accurately and how that works for your income replacement.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's also a definition of part-time employees. So if you're looking into something like this, you can confirm if they qualify for the benefits according to Saskatchewan employment standards. Something else, a couple more things that aren't as frequently talked about is immigrant employees. They are eligible for the plan if they have a provincial health card. They're eligible for coverage. Seasonal employees, on the other hand, they're not typically eligible for coverage. However, there are other ways that we can offer a benefit to them, something through a health spending account maybe. You can let us know. You can see what we could do for them. And then lastly, severances. So always checking with your contract to see if severance packages, extensions of benefits are a go with your insurance carrier.
We have to ask for permission. So we don't want to ask for forgiveness. We want to ask for permission. So if you need to do severance or continuation of benefits, we need to make sure the contract will allow that. Yeah, perfect. Now we're talking about different templates. This one is a sample of a termination letter. So if you have an employee leaving due to retirement or leaving to move to another role, this letter would be a sample of what you could use to just communicate those conversion options. So this is your role as plan administrator to make sure that anyone leaving your organization has an option for conversion. We have some of the insurance companies listed on the sheet there. With each carrier, they actually have their own conversion options. We also have Saskatchewan Blue Cross that we work with, that we often send a lot of our teammates to and our clients to if they wish to use that product. I also wanted to mention as well that if you are considering traveling and you're not sure about your travel coverage through your benefits plan, we do have top-up insurance here available that we can help you with, and your teammates. If you have any employees that just want to experience a different travel option, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, I also just want to leave a quick note. If you've been to our Sutton Planning website, suttonplanning.ca, we're continually doing upgrades to our website to be more resourceful to you all. So there is a tab now on our website specifically called Benefits Conversion, where you can see more details about what these providers offer and how you can apply.
We want people to go to our website. There's lots of great resources there. Yeah. So a couple of different things that we do talk about in our employee or plan admin training are the policies that you need to have in place. Again, we want you to be proactive with these prior to these situations happening versus reactive. We do have some templates available you're welcome to use. The maternity and paternity leaves in particular, this is one that we catch some plan administrators on. They are a situation where that employee can remain on all levels of benefit, including the disability options. So we normally on a leave, we need to report those leaves, but on a leave, the employee would fall off of the income replacement because that is only if you're actually getting an income from the job. So, but if you're on maternity leave, you can remain on the disability benefits, and the date that you're due to return to work, you could actually be eligible to claim into that. So it's important for that mom to know what they're leaving if they choose not to participate. In the case of layoffs and leaves of absence, we have to verify with the insurance company their rules. So we often have this happening when somebody is going to school to get their next designation. They could be off for 3 months. Just make sure that you understand you need to report that to the insurance provider. The disability will fall off often at the end of that month. And then the health and dental, in all of these situations, you would have to make arrangements with that employee for continuing to pay their portion of the coverage. In the event of disability or disabled employees, that extension of benefits, this is a case where you could have an employee on disability for years, especially if they get into the long term. They've been on the plan for 10 years, getting long-term benefits. Do you want to continue to cover their health and dental? So this is a discussion you want to have with your team, find out what the cost share arrangement would be and a communication strategy around all of that. We also have different templates for non-evidence maximums and different templates for onboarding and procedures with both. So we need you to set up a policy and a procedure for these situations.
Yeah, and just a reminder with all sorts of leave, everything that Stacey had mentioned here, we have to check with your contract and always notify your insurance carrier when an employee is taking a leave.
Now, when we did the invitation for today's event, we did talk a little bit about taxation. That was part of one of those bullet points. So we thought we would just go over this real quick. This is where your cost share arrangement is, again, key to how this all works. Make sure your employees are aware of that premium between employer and employee, and you have to keep those payroll deductions accurate. disability benefits in particular, and we do talk about this in our plan admin training, and we do catch a few people on this one too. Most plans, the employees' payroll deductions need to cover 100% of the short-term and long-term disability premiums. Even if $1 of that premium is employer funded, the benefit when claimed for that claimant would be taxable in their hands. So we already structure your disability benefits in a way that tax consequences come into play. That's at 66 3/4 for your disability benefits. So we don't want extra tax taken off of that. It's very important. I wanted to talk a little bit about that 50-50 cost share arrangement too. Make sure you don't assume that 50-50 will cover the right cost share. If you've got an employee waiving health and dental benefits, 50-50 doesn't work, and you could be offside on the tax side. Then the life, AD&D, critical illness, and dependent life insurance premiums. The benefits typically are not taxed in the hands of the beneficiary for any of these, but if the premiums are paid for by the employer, which often they are a taxable premium and need to be reflected on the employee's T4 at tax time, which we would have just went through.
Yeah, very exciting stuff, Stace.
Yeah, tax, so much fun. And then we go into government programs again. So we're tax and government, so much fun. So we just wanted to talk a little bit about this Saskatchewan Special Support Program. If you have been a plan administrator for a while, you would have seen this creep up with employees that have high prescription drug use. Each of the insurance providers have basically a limit in their programs. As that employee is reaching to that limit, either the pharmacy or sometimes the carrier will send a letter to that employee stating that they need to apply for the Saskatchewan Special Support Program. Now, if you're not in Saskatchewan, then this wouldn't apply, but each of the provinces do have the similar or a different program that would apply. So if you're across Canada. The insurance carrier does need the approval or decline from the special support program to continue paying those prescription drug claims. So you may have an employee that comes to you disgruntled and they have not applied and their drug coverage is stopped with that carrier. We just want you to be aware of that before that does happen. Then we have the EI premium reduction. So this is for plans that have short-term disability benefits. As long as that contract is allowable by EI, you can get a reduction in your premiums and you need to apply. If you change carriers, you also need to continue to report that change in contract. So just make sure that you're doing that. We have another situation. This one is a big one that we see often with our plan administration training. It's that workers' compensation, and I've listed SGI as an example. If your employee is receiving income through any other source, so if they're on workers' compensation or SGI, they're no longer on your contract or basically eligible for benefits based on the definition of employee because they're not working full-time. So what we need to do, or what you need to do, another one of your big roles, is to communicate with the carrier that there is a claim in place. Some of the carriers actually require you to apply for short-term or long-term disability in these situations. And what happens when you get into the long-term range, if they're still on workers' compensation receiving income, that life waiver will come into place. So you want to make sure communication is the key there.
Yeah, and just going to circle back to the EI premium reduction there. If you were looking into this or curious of what that your reduction would be, if you can go onto the Government of Canada website, and there is a blurb in there regarding the EI premium reduction where there's an outline of what you could estimate your reduction to be for that.
All types of resources for that stuff. So just a quick summary. We know this is a big job for you. It's a big responsibility, and it might be something that you're just doing off the side of your desk. You might most likely have many other roles in your office. So we are here to help you. Use that online access for everything, offer those regular communications. Jesse in our office here on our benefits team is fantastic with developing marketing materials for you to use if you want to do a newsletter or an email tip. Set up those annual employee meetings. We wanted to talk about that we do employee meetings virtually, we do them recorded virtually, and we will do an employee meeting for you in person.
Wow.
We'd love to.
Yeah. Yeah. So we want you just to be your own authority on your contract. Know it and be confident in it, and you will be awesome.
Mhm.
Okay, so going back to my beginning slides where we polled everyone about what you thought, your employees thought of the benefit plan that you have, we offer something and something that helps with that. So customizable employee surveys. So this is a tool that we can check how your employees are actually feeling regarding your benefits plan. They're all customizable, so you can change all the questions on the survey so they more align with your company culture and what's specifically offered through your Total Rewards package. So we send all the employees out, or the surveys out to the employees. We get the responses back, and we put them into these nice little reports that you see on the screen there. Lots and lots of information, good information. Something that we often like to use or piggyback off of having an employee survey is to then schedule that employee meeting that Stacey was talking about. So during the employee meeting, we could maybe answer some questions or maybe issues that came out of the survey responses. Something to keep in mind. And another little additional perk is our Sutton Smart Perks. So you've probably seen these before, but these are some awesome local companies that we've provided or teamed up with to provide you, our clients, with some awesome discounts. So the providers here, you can only see their name, but if you head over to our website, you can look at the Sutton Smart Perks, just put it into the Google search bar, and you can see the specific discounts and offerings that each company is extending to you. Just for you, Day Spa and Leah Reese on there are our newest providers. So we're very excited to partner with them. They're offering our clients a 15% discount on products and services. You do require a code, or Just for You is requiring a code that we're not sharing today. However, Stacey and I are here. If you need it, just ask us and we'll be happy to send that along for you. Yeah, and just a reminder that all of these discounts and perks are available to you, your employees, and also your employees' families. So make sure there's another communication item that you can share on your lunch board or lunchroom dashboard.
I think we all need a spa day. I think I need a spa day for sure.
Yeah, after that drive in this morning, I could use a spa day.
Yeah. So a little bit more about some other products or some other resources that we can provide you. So available upon request, which I think we're going to give you a chance to receive one of these shortly, is our new special report written by Andrea Hansen, our fearless leader here in the office. So this report was prepared for local employers who need to stay competitive in a tight economy. It does share with you some unique perspectives, insights, and there's a lot of wisdom in this report.
Something I love about this report is all the images and photos that were used on the cover there, and then inside are actually photos taken from local businesses around here. So it's also
and
pretty
clients.
Yeah,
and
clients. It's very pretty to look at.
Yeah, we like to promote our clients.
Okay, so the Sutton Smart Series. this is the first time you're hearing about it. It's the first time we're
Yay.
announcing it to all of you. So the Sutton Smart series, Stacy and I are
More of
launching.
us.
Yeah, you're going to hear more of our voices, see more of our faces through this. It's going to be a library of administrative tips. So short little video tips for Stacy and I, just there to help
Quick
you out.
tips.
Yeah, something you can refer back to, where we're going to be releasing these quarterly, and everybody in attendance today is going to receive our first video launch.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
We hope you like it, and we'd love to hear some feedback.
Yeah,
We like feedback for this as well, so for
Mhm.
sure.
Let us know.
Pretty
Be
fun.
honest.
Try to be fun. So there's no magic pill. We know that. You can't eat cake and lose weight. We just had some cupcakes yesterday from Jessie and her son's birthday party this last weekend. So yummy. So over my almost, 23, 24 years and my 8-year anniversary with Sutton, and Jessie's experience, we have a combined experience on our team of many, many, many years. We've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. We want you to learn from our lessons instead of making the mistakes on your own. Most of all, as we said in the beginning, we want you to take some action. So we challenged you to pick that one action item from your Make It Happen list. What is it? Then we want you to start today. You're hiring a specialist. Thank you so much for working with our team here at Sutton Benefits and Pension. That is key to making sure that you're top of mind. There's so many changes in the employee benefits industry, and we want to make sure that you know what's going on. That's our role. We want you to develop your written vision. So what is that desired position in the marketplace on that bell curve? Do you have a plan to get there? We want to help you with that. We want you to integrate employee benefits into your strategic planning, and that's part of our strategic planning session. Do not view your benefits in isolation, as they are definitely part of the bigger picture. We recommend that connect with your benefits and pension to your company mission and vision, and there is no neutral. What you do either helps or hinders, so make sure it helps you. And what does Nike say? Just do it. So what are you waiting for? We want to help you. As cheesy as we are.
Yeah. That's as funny as we get.
Yeah. So we have a little poll again here for you. So this is our interaction part of the presentation. And we would like you to check off. So you want to start today. Every action that you choose enters you in a draw for our prize. So would you like a copy of that special report? Would you like to book a plan administration training with myself or Jessie? We would love to do that for you. If you want to do an employee survey, we're welcome to do that. An employee meeting, which we could also do that for you. So
yeah, make sure that you are taking action and choosing from our pools. Our prize, as Stacey had mentioned, is we have a couple Amazon gift cards to give away. So we would love to give you a gift.
Yeah, check them all. Well, that means you have to do them though.
Yeah.
Yes. So pick the ones that you're going to do.
Check something, appropriate for you.
Yeah. We'll just let everybody do that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. So with that, that concludes our presentation for today. So if you haven't already, please put any of your questions in the chat so Stacey and I can get to them right now for you while we still have a few minutes with you.
I think there is. Looks like there is.
Yes, there is somebody here. Okay, so somebody has a question kind of regarding the benchmarking reports. We didn't put that in our take action slides.
Well, I think what we need to do is we'll take your information down and we'll definitely get back to you on that. It does happen throughout the year, so we want to make sure that we're doing it at the right time based on your renewal, but we will do that.
Yep, we see you. We'll get back to you. Oh, we got something else cooking here. Oh.
Learning more about how others are arranging their cost share. Yeah. Oh, and a thank you. Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you for joining us. Any other questions coming in?
Thanks, Lola. We want you to also put in if you want to put in your chat, maybe you could put in there your best thing. That would maybe help. I know there's going to be some questions that we could address after the event, but if you could put in here your best thing, that would be really great. We want some of that feedback.
And while we have you here today, we'll just let you know the upcoming webinars that we have. So on March 29th, we have the Big Three Retirement Fears with Stuart Sutton.
I think there's an in-person event for that too.
There is an in-person event, so you can head over to our website for more details, or ask Stacy and I, we can provide you with the links for either event. On April 5th, Tim Hansen has his Common Estate Planning Mistakes. Both of these are wealth planning
events.
Events that are related. So you're able to also extend these to any employees that might be interested as well. And then on June 28th, it'll most likely be Stacy and I coming back here to present to you on Benefits Administration 102. So here we just take a deeper dive. Today was kind of the basics, and then in the 102, we take a little bit of a deeper dive. And then in September, our pension team will be hosting another Administration 101 webinar. So I think a couple more questions maybe came in.
I can't see, I have to bend forward.
Another thank you. Thank you for attending, Courtney.
All the options, Sutton website team office. That's the best thing. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes, head over to our website. We have a lot more on there that we didn't even, I don't think, mention today. Loving our images.
Thanks, Chris. You're awesome. Oh, and the taxable benefit slide. Well, you know, that isn't my favorite slide, but I appreciate that you really like it.
And somebody's asked for our employee checklist and onboarding process. Lisa will definitely get that to you. If anybody else is interested in receiving those, you can, just let me and Stacy know, and we can send you those. Any templates or processes.
Excellent. Somebody likes your hair.
Oh, thanks. My hair. Oh, that makes my day.
Yes, it is beautiful.
And yes, we can also share a copy of the taxable benefits chart. Yep, that's available as well.
Excellent. Well, hopefully we gave you a little bit of time back in your day. Our intent was not to take the full hour. So we do, again, appreciate you coming to the presentation. We enjoyed it this time, a little bit more informal versus something a little more serious. So we're hoping that it does get some traction, and we'll maybe switch chairs next time so that we're looking different.
Awesome.
Have a great day, everyone.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.